Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something really unusual, a piece of writing from 2006 by an author named Zhu Fang of Lifetron Yuan. Now this isn't your typical scientific paper. Instead, it asks us to listen to a voice we don't normally hear from, the Earth itself, as it describes in its own words a severe case of chest pain.
Right from the jump, the text hits you with this powerful claim. The Earth isn't just some rock floating in space, it has feelings. And it argues that humanity, which it compares to lice on a cow, is just too small to even grasp the depth of those emotions. This really sets the stage for a first-person monologue that is, well, pretty out there.
So how exactly does the Earth describe this pain? Well, the whole piece is built around one central metaphor, that our industrial activities aren't just harming the environment in some vague, abstract way. No, it says they are inflicting direct physical wounds upon a living, breathing body.
And the connection it makes is brutally clear. When we extract oil, we're not just taking a resource, we're draining the planet's blood. The Earth then asks this really chilling question: can I survive after you drain my blood? It just completely reframes the whole act, turning it from resource management into a fatal injury.
And it doesn't stop there. The text draws a parallel between pumping natural gas and literally stealing the breath from the Earth's lungs. So it's not just collecting energy, it's portrayed as a slow, deliberate act of suffocation.
Finally, mining is described with this really graphic, almost horrifying image. It's like tearing the skin away from the flesh. Hollowing out the ground creates these voids that cause the Earth's surface to collapse inward. We're not talking about some vague concept here. This is described as real, visceral, immediate pain.
Okay, so if all this internal damage is supposedly happening, how does it actually show up on the outside? The monologue draws a straight line from this internal suffering to the kinds of geological and weather events that we see all the time.
These real-world events are totally reinterpreted through the lens of a sick body. You know all those frequent earthquakes? According to this, those are the spasms and convulsions of angina, a body literally in the throes of severe chest pain. And the heavy snowfalls? That's the cold sweat of a body in deep, deep distress. But here's a really surprising twist. The Earth isn't presented as some kind of vengeful monster. It's actually portrayed as a pained, almost benevolent being that's actively trying to manage its own agony. It says it directs these painful spasms to remote places, like the oceans, in a desperate attempt to protect the very humans who are causing all the suffering in the first place.
And at this point, the voice of the Earth starts to shift. It's not just a clinical description of pain anymore. It becomes a direct, and you can feel it, an increasingly desperate plea to all of us.
Our actions are framed not just as being harmful, but as a deep betrayal. The Earth sees itself as a mother, and its suffering is made so much worse by this agonizing feeling of being completely ignored and hurt by its own family, by its own children.
And that all leads to this one heart-wrenching question. Our whole relationship with the planet is completely recast. We're not just inhabitants in a habitat, we're these shockingly indifferent children of a suffering mother. It's such a powerful and direct appeal to our sense of empathy. This is the ultimatum. After all the pleading, the Earth delivers this stark warning. Its own need for self-preservation is becoming overwhelming. It says that to recover, it must shake, shiver, and sneeze, which is just a chillingly casual way to describe what would be a cataclysmic event for humanity. The message is clear. Its own survival is starting to outweigh its desire to protect us. So, after the diagnosis, the symptoms, and that terrifying final warning, you might expect it to end with a roar of fury. But it doesn't. It ends with a single, quiet line that acts as both a summary and one final, fragile sliver of hope. And this is really the crucial point. Survival isn't random. According to this narrative, it is entirely conditional. Salvation is on the table, but it's only offered to those who have empathy, those who can look past their own immediate needs and truly understand the consequences of their actions on their planetary mother. And so, this unique monologue from 2006 leaves us with that one final, haunting thought. It's a question that tries to reframe the whole conversation around environmentalism, moving it away from just pure science and policy, and asking us to think about it as an issue of emotional and empathetic connection. What would it truly mean for us, personally, to actually listen?